My mom retired last month. She worked many years in a school. She was a teacher. She always woke up early. She always came home late. I saw her tired face many times. One day she said to me, "I want to travel. I want to see the sea." I looked at her. Her eyes were bright, like a child. I said, "That is good, Mom. You need some rest." She laughed. Her laugh was light, like the sound of the wind. She said, "Yes, I will go this week. I want to feel free." I felt two things in my heart. I was happy for her, but I also felt a little empty. She would not be home for some days. I asked, "Will you go alone?" She nodded. "Yes, I will walk by the beach. I will eat simple food. I will take my time." I smiled, but inside I thought, she will be far away. I will be at work. She will see the sea. I will see the screen. I did not say this out loud. That night I helped her pack her bag. I put in a scarf, some books, and a small umbrella. She touched my hand and said, "Thank you." I asked, "Will you bring something back?" She winked. "Yes, I will bring a small gift for you. Something that tells a story." Her words stayed in my mind. A gift. A story. What could it be? The next morning she stood at the door. She wore a light jacket. Her hair was soft in the sun. She looked free. She looked young. I hugged her and said, "Take care, Mom." She whispered, "Don't worry. I will be back soon." Then she walked away. I watched her until she turned the corner. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I sat at the table and held my coffee cup. The steam went up in the air. I felt a strange mix, peace and emptiness at the same time. I whispered to myself, "Mom is starting a new trip. Maybe I will start one too, in my own way." The first night without Mom felt strange. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I cooked noodles, but they tasted plain. I missed her voice. The next day I went to work early. The office was already busy. Phones rang. People talked. Papers moved. I sat at my desk and opened my laptop. The screen was bright. My eyes felt heavy. A coworker said, "You are still here early?" I smiled a little. "Yes, too much work." He shook his head. "You always stay late too. Be careful, you need rest." I laughed softly. "Yes, maybe." But inside I thought, I cannot stop. If I stop, things fall apart. Time passed fast. I typed, I answered emails, I checked reports. When I looked up, the sky outside was dark. One by one, people left. The office grew quiet. I stayed. My fingers kept moving on the keyboard. I whispered to myself, "Mom must be walking by the sea now. Maybe she is breathing fresh air. Maybe she is smiling." I looked at my own desk. Coffee cups, papers. A tired face in the glass reflection. I felt a small ache in my chest. Around 10 p.m., my phone buzzed. A message from Mom. She wrote, "I saw the sea today. The waves are big. The sky is wide. I thought of you." I stared at her words for a long time. My eyes grew wet. I typed back, "I am still at work. I hope you are happy. Please rest well." She sent back a smile emoji. Just one. But it felt warm. I leaned back in my chair. The office was silent, but her little smile stayed in my heart. When I finally walked home, the streets were empty. Lights flickered in the shops. I thought, she is free now. I am not. But maybe her joy can carry me too. I opened the door to my apartment. The air was still. I sat on the sofa. I closed my eyes and saw the sea in my mind, even if I was far from it. 1 week passed. Work filled my days. I felt tired. My body moved, but my heart was heavy. Then, one evening, the doorbell rang. I opened the door. There she was, Mom. She stood with her small suitcase. Her face was bright, a little red from the sun. "Mom," I said. My voice was louder than I planned. She laughed. "Yes, I am home." I hugged her. I felt her warm coat, the smell of the sea on her hair. We sat at the table. She told me about her trip. I walked on the beach every morning, she said. I ate fish by the harbor. I listened to the waves at night. I slept so well. Her eyes shone. I listened quietly. A part of me felt calm. Another part felt envy. I said, "It sounds perfect, Mom." She smiled. It was. But I missed you. Then she opened her suitcase. She pulled out a small paper bag. My heart jumped. Is that for me? She nodded. Yes, I brought you something. I took the bag. It was light, too light. I thought, what is inside? A necklace from the beach, a shell, maybe candy from a shop. My fingers touched the top of the bag. I felt nervous. I looked at her. She just smiled. I asked, should I open it now? She leaned back. Yes, open it. I want to see your face. I slowly opened the bag. I saw something small, wrapped in paper. My breath was quick. I pulled the paper away. Inside was a small wooden carving, brown simple. It looked like a fish, but not perfect. The edges were rough. I stared. My smile froze. Mom's eyes were still soft, still warm. She said nothing. She just looked at me. I held the little carving in my hand. I felt its weight, but also the weight in my chest. I whispered, "Thank you, Mom." But my voice was thin. I held the small wooden fish. It was rough. The color was dull. At first I felt a little disappointed. I had imagined something different. Maybe a bright necklace. Maybe a shell with a shine. But this was just wood. I smiled, but it was weak. I said, "Oh, thank you, Mom." She looked at me. Her eyes stayed on my face. She asked softly, "Do you like it?" My heart beat fast. I did not want to lie, but I also did not want to hurt her. So I said, "Yes, it's nice." My voice was quiet. I tried to hide my feelings. For a moment she said nothing. Then she touched the carving. She said, "Do you remember when you were small?" I looked at her. "When I was small." She nodded. "You loved to draw fish. You filled whole pages with little fish. You said one day you would swim far like them." Her words hit me. My hand shook a little. I looked again at the carving. It was not just wood. It was a memory. It was me. I whispered, "You still remember that?" She smiled. "Of course. I always remember. When I saw this carving at the beach, I thought of you right away. I thought, this is my daughter. She works hard now, but inside, she is still that little girl with many dreams." My chest grew warm. The dull wood changed in my eyes. It was not dull anymore. It was bright with love. I felt tears in my eyes. I blinked fast. I said, "Mom, I thought it was just a simple gift." "But it is not. It is me." She touched my shoulder. "Yes, it is you, and it is my love." I could not stop my tears now. They rolled down, but I did not hide them. I hugged her. I held the carving tight in my hand. I said, "This is the best gift. Thank you, Mom. Thank you." The house was quiet, but in my heart a wave rose, strong and warm. I held the small wooden fish in my hand. It felt warm now, not rough. It felt alive. I looked at Mom. She smiled, but her eyes were wet. I said, "Mom, I work late every day. Sometimes I feel empty, but this gift, it gives me strength." She touched my hair, just like when I was a child. She said, "I cannot walk with you every day, but I can remind you, you are not alone." Her words went deep into my heart. I hugged her again. My cheek pressed against her shoulder. I felt safe, like I was 10 years old again. That night we ate together, just simple rice and soup. But the taste was rich. I laughed more than I had in weeks. She told me more stories from her trip. I told her about my long nights at work. She listened, and I felt light. Later, I put the wooden fish on my desk. I thought, tomorrow, when I feel tired, I will see it. I will remember her love. I will remember I once had dreams too. The fish was small, but to me it was big. It carried the sea, the sky, and my mother's heart. I whispered to myself, "This is not just a gift. This is the real treasure." When I went to bed, I heard her soft steps in the other room. The house was not quiet anymore. It was alive again. I closed my eyes. For the first time in many nights, I slept well. In my dream, I saw the sea. I saw waves moving. I saw little fish swimming free. And I swam with them, strong and light. When I woke up, the sun was bright. I held the carving once more. I smiled. Work would still be hard. The world would still be fast. But my heart was not empty, because Mom gave me more than wood. She gave me her memory. She gave me her love. And love, I knew, is the gift that never ends.